Hello, this is Plaese, and I'm not gonna talk about the YouTube disaster that's happening because all I'm gonna say about that is that's YouTube's disaster, and let them figure out their own disaster on their own. Instead, I'm gonna make this video about the sales between the PS4 and the Xbox One, and how retarded and stupid some of the people are. They're saying that they're both either about equal or the Xbox is climbing a little bit higher. And then I read this one comment that finally just made me just realize how stupid these YouTubers are, saying something that was really stupid. He said that the PS4 wasn't selling that well in the US until it hit the European countries, and then it started selling like crazy, while the Xbox was just selling all over the place, all over the U.S. and in other countries, and that it's basically over for PlayStation 4. I'm not gonna link you to it or to the video where the guy put the comment down, but he clearly didn't understand his math. Let me explain. This is a calendar. This is last month. An iCalendar. The PS4 in the U.S. came out here on the 15th, and and according to the sales records, the PlayStation 4 sold 2 million copies, 2 million consoles in 2 weeks, which goes right about here. That date should be familiar because that's the day when it came out in Europe. Basically, it had already sold 2 million copies before it even came out in Europe. Actually, more about the 30th, which is a day after. The Xbox One came out the 22nd, and their sales records, well, came out the 11th, which was yesterday, according to this calendar. So basically, to about 3 weeks to sell 2 million. Now, here's where the problem comes in. On the 15th, the PlayStation 4 only came out in North America and the US, main, mainly the US, but Canada got it as well. And the reason why Sony did this was so that they wouldn't come out with their console on Black Friday here in the US, since Black Friday doesn't apparently exist in Europe. Now, Xbox, Microsoft released their console just before Black Friday, the week before Black Friday as well. It's just basic sales tactics. But the Xbox came out globally. So, anyways, here's PlayStation 4. Now, the Xbox came out in most countries except for a few, and they didn't get their 2 million sales mark until 3 weeks later in all these different countries. My PlayStation hit their sales mark within North America, well, North, the continent of both the United States and Canada before anyone else. I mean, they hit their 2 million mark in a 2 week period with only two countries. December 29th, they hit just about everywhere else. Well, except for most of the Asian countries, which all the rest of these releases. So, basic math basically tells us that Xbox One did not do that well. The sales numbers may be equal, but one console took forever to get to their 2 million mark and had more countries, while another console in only two countries in here. Well, I mean, basically, only two countries was able to sell more than 2 million outright. And of course, everywhere else except Australia, the PlayStation 4 is pretty much selling out like candy. Yeah, every report is saying this. So there's a problem. Somebody's lying. Big time. And a bunch of fanboys are covering it up.